Welcome all to the weekly outlook. Moon here from EWPRO. So, looking at the DXY on the daily, we got that WXY, X2 and a Z. We're looking for this Z down. We got that bear hidden, like I've mentioned many times. So we're looking for that wave Z down. On the H4, sort of got this A, B, C here. We've got a flat in here. Very, not a very nice looking flat. But, like I've been saying for the last few weeks, you can't buy this. We got that bearish divergence and we got even more bearish divergence. So we're looking for the sell. On the H1 now, we may get a sell set up this week. I'll be looking for a correction in here. If we get a correction in here, you can look for the sell. It's looking quite impulsive in here. So you may get an A, a B, a C up, and then any little sell setup you get on the lower time frames, you can look for that sell. AU on the daily. So this one here, got that high here. So I'm just looking for a correction. Well, looking for a correction. If we get a correction, we can look for the buy. This is just one wave down in here so far. So, for that buy, we need a setup. On the H4, like I showed last week, move that. So we got this WX. We're still in this wave Y. If you get it, we're waiting for an X2, and then you can look for the Z down before you look for the buy setup. But we'll be waiting for the safest way now is to wait for that correction. There is bullish divergence. I have changed my count on this. I had it as an ABC. Because of how far this has gone, it's motive. So we're waiting for a correction. H1, we were looking for the sell last week. A WXY, X2, and a Z down. We got that Z down. We lost all the bullish divergence. So I'll just be looking for the larger correction, the H4, X2. Until you get that, it's very risky to trade. EU on the daily is very similar to AU. On the higher time frames, there is a possibility that we get this is a bear hidden here. It's like AU and GU, but we broke this high here. So I'm just looking for a correction in here. If we get a correction in here, we look for the buy. On the H4, we got those 5 up. We got a wave down, and we're starting to get a correction here now. So if we get another one down in here, we get a correction in here, you can look for the sell, and then we'll be looking for the buy to go and break the top. H1, they're all very similar. We got that WXY, X2. We're looking for that Z down. We do have the bullish divergence in this one by the look of it. This one here, you can look for the buy. And we'll be looking for a correction. For an A, B, C. Or it may turn motive. But we need to get this correction in here before you look for the buy. GU on the daily, very similar to the others. You know, once we got this top here broken over here, you know, I was just looking for a correction back to the 50 fib, and then we look for the buy. The correction, we have been getting this correction for quite a while. You know, we got that WXY X2 Z up. This one only just broke the top. We're getting this like A, B, C. I'm still looking at it as a flat. It has become larger than what I was looking at last week, but the structure hasn't really changed. I'm looking for an A, a B, and we get a C up, and then if you get any sell set up on the lower time frames, you can look for the sell, and then you'll be looking for the upside. On the H1, you can only buy this. It's like EU, you can only buy it on the H1. We'll be looking for some sort of a correction, and then, you know, you'll be looking for your buy setup to buy. Just to go and break that top, all it has to do is break that top. We don't know how far this wave will go, but yeah, you definitely want to be at break even at the break of that top, and then, you know, you'll be looking for sells. NU on the daily, very similar to GU. This was nice because we had that bullish divergence, break of the top. I'm just looking for a correction. We're getting that correction. I was looking for a correction down to this 50 fib, but it turned into a flat as some sort of an A, B, C as an expanding flat. So it may not get down to this 50 fib. But on the H4, nothing's changed since last week. We're only looking for buys, looking for an A, B, C. We are getting more bullish divergence now. Last week, we were looking for a buy. If you go back last week, you know, we broke this top. We got a high here. I was looking for a buy in here to go and break the top. Instead, it's come down and break the low. Now, you know, I mean, if we look at this here, we got some sort of a WXY. We're getting an X2, so you could, I mean, you'd be scalping this wave Z down, and then you'll be looking for your buy setup to buy. To finish off this wave C, this H4 wave C, and then we'll be looking for the buy. Me personally, I wouldn't be trading that down there. I'd be waiting for, you know, a buy setup. GY on the daily. So, you know, we're just looking for a setup in here. We've got a WXY. This one's turned into a larger correction, so we can't look at it as a wave Z. But this may go from here as well. There is a bear hidden here, you know, so it's very difficult to buy. Well, it's risky to buy until that top there is broke. Like I've mentioned, this one here, it's very choppy, and we have been staying out of this one for a while because until we get a clear direction. We got this A, B, C. We've got that bearish divergence, but we're not getting the break. So if I just go down to the H1, you know, this is looking, we got those 5 up, and we're looking at this as a correction because we never got that impulse down. So it was looking corrective. You know, it's broken up and it's come straight back down. So, you know, I'd be staying out of it still. Like, it was a buy. Once this top here was broken, you know, with this impulse here, it's a buy. We're only looking for buys, but it's come straight back down and it's very deep. So, you know, not really looking for the buy. I'd be sitting on the sideline again, waiting to see if you get a correction in here for more downside, or a bullish setup to buy. You'd be on the lower time frames and you're only scalping. So I'd be staying out of it. UY, again, like I've mentioned many times, this may be a wave Z up that I'm not going to go into. But for YouTube, I've just been looking for a correction in here for more downside. We got that lower low there. On the H4, nothing's changed since last week. It's just, I said, we got to wait for this correction, a similar size to this one over here for the X2, and then we look for that Z up. Looking for that 38.2 retracement. It's already hit that 38.2 retracement. So if you were looking for the sell on the lower time frames, your first target would have been hit that 38.2. On the H1, we're getting a motive structure down. We've got a WXY. This wave Y may not be over, but when it's over, I dare say we'll get a bear hidden in here. And then you can look for that wave Z down. You got to wait for this correction. UCAD on the daily. We got this A. I was looking for an A, B, C up to that 100 pip. It's actually gone past that 100 pip. So, this may be a WXY, X2, Z up, just breaking that top for an A, B, C as a running or expanding flat now. So it may become a larger correction. And that's basically what we're after, is a larger correction, because like I've been mentioning for many months now, we're looking for a correction the same size as X1. We're looking for that over here in X2. So it may turn into an expanding flat. On the H4, we're still in this, well, like I mentioned last week, we're waiting for this X2. Safest way is to wait for this X2. We got a WXY. It's continued on. You really need to wait for the X2. Want to retrace down to the 38.2 or perhaps the 50 pip, and then we're looking for that wave Z up. On the H1, there still is no self set up to get into this, the A wave in the X2 on the H4, but you really have to wait. You'd have to go down to the lower time frames. I dare say there was a bull hidden in here, so this top will get broken, and then you'd be looking for yourself set up. USD, Swiss franc. We were looking for a correction a similar size to that over here for a wave Z up, but as soon as that low there got broken over here, that ruled out that wave Z. So just looking for an A, B, C as a larger correction before we get more upside. If we have a look in here, I'll just go down to a time frame. You can see what I was looking for here. We were looking for that wave Z up last week, looking for a WXY, X2. We did get that wave Z up. It just broke that top there, top of wave Y. The problem here now is, if I just zoom in here, this is the top. This is not the top. So we did get that wave Z up, didn't get to our targets. But this is the top here. So it makes it very difficult to trade now. On the lower time frame, of course, you know, we got that impulse down, so you can really only sell it. You really want a nice correction in here before you look for the sell. But yeah, you can only sell this. There's no bullish divergence. You're looking for a sell. You're looking for a correction and a sell. EG on the daily, nothing's really changed on this. I'm looking at an A, B, and we get a C down. H4, it has changed a little bit in here. I was looking at an A, B, C to finish off this B wave, and then we get that C down. The people in my group, you know, we could have bought this in here. That's why that's on there. But so yeah, it did give a higher high. We got bearish divergence in here. We're looking for a correction. If you get a correction in here, look for the sell. To at least go and break this low here for an A, B, C. Ideally, it goes and breaks that low. We'll be looking for that 100 fib. You know, this 100 fib is your target. Actually, I'll have to set this again because we got that high there. So this is your target, that 100 fib, just under this low. WTI, this is very difficult because we've got that WXY. I was looking for an A, B, C in the X2, and then we get that Z down. Instead, we got this sideways movement here. So it's become very difficult, like I've mentioned. Like I've mentioned last few weeks. On the H4, I was just looking for an A, B, C. This one didn't go up and break that top. And then we started to get this in here. So I was looking for an A, B, C in here, which we got that C up. But that means that this whole thing becomes more complex as an A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, before we get the large A, B, C. So this, like I've shown a few times now, this is going to become more complex. I'll take this off. So now you can only sell it. We're looking for some sort of a flat here. I mean, there's probably a flat in here, expanding flat on the lower time frames. So you'd have to go down to the lower time frames. But I'd be looking for a correction in here for more downside. If I just go down to the M15 and see what we got here. Yeah, so we got this bullish divergence here. So it is looking A, B, C, some sort of a flat in here for an A, B, C. So you know, you could look for the buy. Ideally, you'd want to break that top there because there is a possible bear hidden here. We got a possible bear hidden. So this may just go and break that top and then give us that one down. So the safest way to trade is a break of that top and then wait for your correction to buy and then buy. But, you know, you could scalp it on the lower time frames just to go and break that top. If it doesn't go and break that top, well, you get out and you look for a sell for a bear hidden. If it goes up and breaks that top, well, you keep it and see how far it goes. Gold on the daily. So, like I've shown many times before on the weekly, you know, this correction here and this correction here are similar size on the weekly. So this can go up and break the top. On this last leg down here, we got that A, B, C. We got a nice impulse up, so I'm just looking for a correction. And then we look for the buy. Looking for a daily correction, and then we can look for that buy. On the H4, this one here, like I showed last week, we're looking at our A, B, C as an expanding flat. It did go down and break that low. Ideally, it would have come down further and broken this low here. If we go down onto the H1, like we have a bull hidden here. So I am in this trade somewhere around here somewhere, just because of this bull hidden. But you know, we did sort of complete it because we were looking for this C down to go and break that low. It's done that, and it's given a bull hidden. Now you can really, sort of looking at some sort of W hex Y, X2 and a Z up. You'd have to wait for a correction in here, similar size to this over here, before you can get into a buy. If I just show you my trade here, this is my live account. I don't know if you can see it once it's chopped out, but it's a live account. This is my buy here. This is my stop loss in floating profit. Well, it's at break even basically. And this was my buy. If you recall, I was in a buy over here as well for that, and I got into another buy here for that as well. So I got all of that in this trade here and added to my position here. And as you can see here, this is me buy here for this wave up here for that bull hidden. So I am in this to just show you, this is the difference between a trader and a marketer. I'll show you these trades. If you go back through the last three weeks, you'll see that all those trades I mentioned plus more, there was S&P trades and all the rest of it. I don't promote my course on YouTube and that like these marketers do. I make money out of the market, not selling courses. But if you do want to learn how to do this very safely, by all means join. This is what I teach, how to trade this. Silver, as you can see, we got this like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 5 down here. So this may be the low here as a 333 or 335 pattern, or a 333 or complex correction. But on the weekly, there is a possible bear hidden here to go and break that low, this low here. So it's not valid to trade, but still a possibility that we get that Z down. On the H4, we're looking at that WXY. Now, there was a possibility of wave Z. This is a larger correction. It doesn't mean that we still can't go up and break that top low. Even though this is a larger correction, it won't be a wave Z, but yeah. Like I said last week, you can't sell this. We got all this bullish divergence. You can't sell this. It's very risky to be selling this. So now what we want to see is we need a break of this top, give you a correction, H1 correction, and then you can look for the buy. Until you get this, you're risking your account because you'll just get cut to pieces. Bitcoin on the daily, like I showed last week, in the last few weeks, this can be an A, B, C here as a flat, and we go and break this low, or at least go and break this low here. On the H4, we got those 5 up in here, like I showed, W, X, Y, X2, Z up. We got that bull hidden. You can only sell this now. You look waiting for a correction and then look for the sell. You can't buy this. If you try and buy this, you're going to get burnt. You can only sell it. If I go down to the H1, to buy it now, you really need a break of this top, because more than likely we'll get a bear hidden in here. Get a bear hidden and then another one down, and then, you know, so the safest way is to wait for a break of that top if you're looking for the buy, and then look, you know, wait for the correction and buy it. If you're looking for the sell, for the bear hidden, possible bear hidden, you know, you want correction and look for the sell. Yeah, I teach you how to trade these bear hiddens, well, hidden divergences and all the rest of it, with my systems that you'll only see in my course. You'll only see my systems, how I enter the market, and how I analyze the market correctly. You know, I only go over it very quickly on YouTube. I don't share everything. If you really want to know everything you need to know to make money out of the market, you're going to have to join my course. If you're joining these marketers, you're going to lose money. It's as simple as that. You can see on my YouTube channel, I have very few followers, because I'm not a marketer. I'm a trader. I make money out of the market, not selling, you know, marketing. You know, that's why I have very few people on my, you know, followers. It doesn't bother me that I have very few followers, because I make money out of the market, not out of selling courses. SPX 500. So this one here, you know, we're looking for, it's starting to get close to this 100 pip here, A, B, C, and we get that flat. This may turn expanding. We don't know how far this internal C wave will get in here, but we're looking for a buy. I'm only looking for buys. On the H4, we got these 5 up. We got a nice impulse down. This one actually went and broke the top, so I'm looking at a flat. We are starting to get a bullish divergence in there, possibly. But if you see in here, I think I did show this last week that we did have a bear hidden here, a possible bear hidden, and it has gone and broken that low. You'd have to check to see if that's got the bullish divergence. If it does, well, you know, we're looking for a nice impulse up and buy. If we look on the, last week we were looking for the sell by the look of it. I'll just move that up there. We're looking for that W, X, Y, X2, and the Z down. Yeah, you really, if I just go down to the lower time frame and show you in here, like we're looking in the room, in the group, we sort of got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. We're getting that bullish divergence. So if you want to get in this, you need a break above that top, correction, and then look for your buy. I can't go into exactly what we do, but how we do this, but yeah, there's nothing else out there that I know of that will teach you very safe way to trade. You'll have to join the group to get that. AU200, like I've mentioned, I was looking for an A, B, C. We never got anywhere near that 100 pip. So just looking for, like, this is a possible flat as an A, B, and we get a C down here to finish off that B wave, and then we get the A, B, C. Just waiting for the buy setup. H4, I think I was looking for a buy last week, possibly. And I'm still only looking for buys, So we've lost the bearish, the bullish divergence in here. So more than likely there's more downside in this, and it may even turn as an expanding flat. But I mean, if I go down to the H1, best way to trade this is, you can see here we got a W, X, Y. We're in a wave Y, wait for the X2, and then you could look for the Z down if you're looking to sell. You have to wait for the correction to sell, safely sell, and then we'll be looking for the buy. The FTSE, it looks like it's finally falling over, which is nice. I'm looking for that A, B, C as an expanding flat, and then we get that A, B, C as some sort of a running flat before we get more upside. We're getting this downside, like I've been mentioning for a very long time now. I'm only looking for sells. H4, we're getting all this bearish divergence. This was just selling here last week. I believe I was mentioning that this was a triangle in here, some sort of a triangle. Look for the sell. Some sort of a triangle in here for a W, X, Y, or an A, B, C to sell. Now you have to wait for another correction, a similar size to this over here, and then you can look for another sell. I mean, this wave here may not be over. You have to wait until this wave's over, wait for your correction, and then look for more downside to get in. The DAX on the daily, very similar to the FTSE. This one hadn't gone and broken the top yet, but looking at an A, B, C as a running or expanding flat before we get the A, B, C. So we're only looking for sells. This one here does have the bearish divergence in this wave up here. Yeah, I believe last week this was more upside. This was looking very bullish in here last week, wasn't giving a sell setup. Now it's gone up. Has it broken that top? It has broken this top. So this is perfect. You wait for your impulse down, wait for your correction, and then look to sell. So I hope you enjoyed this weekly outlook. If you did, please share, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, join. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.